What's up, everybody? It's Chris here to talk about this new radio show I'm going to be doing called The Silence of Violence on blogtalkradio.com. I already did a trial episode the other day. I didn't tell anyone about it because just wanted to try it out and see how things went, but it is up. I plan on doing my first official, I guess you would say, show tomorrow, 3 o'clock Pacific, only an hour long. Probably going to talk about the aftermath, the fights that are going on tonight, the Golden Boy fights. Marquez Diaz, Guerrero Casamayor, Linares Juarez, Danny Jacobs. Talk about those fights and what's next for those guys, winners and losers after everything shakes out. And maybe just a little bit about the versus UFC card going on tomorrow, but not really too much because I already talked about that on the previous show, which can be found on the podcast and on the page. As far as the show itself, I'm sure anyone that has seen my channel knows that I left doing the Leave It in the Ring show a while back now. I don't know how many weeks, but it's been a few weeks, at least a couple of months maybe. And people always ask me, why did I leave? Why did I leave? A lot of questions, speculation and stuff, In all honesty, there's no beef with anybody. I just left because the show was just, taking a direction, a different kind of direction, I guess. And, I just felt it was kind of changing, Plus, it was definitely becoming a boxing-only show, which is fine, But I did like talking to MMA as well when I got my opportunities. But no bad feelings, or beef against any of those guys. I had people hitting me up on the email and saying, was I bumped for Gabe Montoya, and I think people are almost trying to bait me into saying bad things or negative things about Gabe. But no, not going to do it. In all honesty, when 97 Rough, Dave brought both Justin Strike Hearts and Gabe on the show, he asked me my opinion on it beforehand, which I appreciate, that he respected my opinion enough to ask. And I was all for it. And I think both the guys have been great additions to the show. Justin Strike Heart, as knowledgeable as anybody out there in regards to boxing, and has had some great moments interviewing guys. And Gabe Montoya, his resume speaks for itself, as does his, his spot, I guess you would say, in the boxing media world. He's definitely one of the bigger names out there, and for good reason. And the show has gone on to do big things. If you look at the guests they get nowadays, and just the presence of the show, it's just a lot bigger than it was a year ago. So those guys are doing big things, and congratulations to all of them. Especially Dave. The guy put in a lot of time, and even though they talk about it, he put in a lot of money as well. So. The success that they're having is definitely a combination of the hard work of all those guys, but particularly Dave and Jesse. And, I probably wouldn't, I wouldn't have an opportunity not only to do that, but not just talk to fighters, something I never plan on doing, but just finding that I had an interest in doing this kind of stuff, if not for them, so or not for Dave. So no bad feelings with any of those guys. I've talked to Justin Strike Hearts, once and saying, Blood online and stuff. Blood's cool. I really haven't talked to anyone else much, but that's just, it's not because I have anything against them. It's just I just haven't really touched bases with them or anything. But anyways, and people have been asking me, if I was ever going to go back or if I was going to do my own show, And initially I had no plans of doing my own show, but I got to be honest, I didn't realize how much I enjoyed doing it until I wasn't doing it anymore. And, it's something I like doing. I like talking about the sport with other fans, about boxing and MMA sports. It's something I enjoy doing. So, after, I've been planning it for a while, kind of, for the last few weeks, but was hesitant because I'd never been the host of the show. I've only been a co-host. I've never run the switchboard. I've never done any of that stuff. So, I didn't know how to go about doing it, but like I said, I like doing the show, so the only way I was going to learn is to venture out and try and, see if I could. If you fail, you fail. But if you do something, if you like doing something, don't do it because you have fear of doing it. Or don't do it because, I know a lot of people probably are going to, fans of the original show, Leave It in the Ring. I know there might be some people that, think that I'm trying to compete with them. No way whatsoever. There's no way to compete with those guys. Nor would I want to. And, I know people are going to say maybe they don't like my show or they think it sucks, and that's people's opinion. You're always going to have detractors. but that's not going to prevent me from wanting to do what I want to do. And so that's my thoughts on that. As for the show itself, the name, The Silence of Violence, I came up with it a little while back. Just because, the boxing, they call it the sweet science. I always understood the science part, never so much the sweet. And I do think that the sport does have scientific elements in it, though. And as with MMA, I think that MMA is a very technical sport, And both sports, whether you like it or not, involve a degree of violence. It goes without saying. So that's where I came up with the name, The Science of Violence. I also started a blog. I haven't really done too much to it yet, so I'm not really going to put the link up to it yet. But that will kind of coincide with the show, just giving my thoughts on things going on in the world of boxing and MMA. Nothing too serious, not a big website or anything, just a little piece where I can offer my opinions in in writing or whatever. As for this show, my plan is to have a different co-host every week. I don't know how long I'll be able to do that for, but obviously I'm going to run out of people in a short amount of time, most likely. But I want to have a different co-host every week, just to kind of keep it fresh. If there's a big boxing show that weekend, then I'll probably have a boxing person, someone that's more a fan of boxing co-host that week. Or if it's a big MMA weekend, I'll probably have someone that's an MMA co-host that weekend with me. And if it's both, I'll try to get somebody that is familiar and a fan of both sports. I asked Rob Riddler yesterday if he would like to co-host me this Sunday, because I know he has he's a fan of both sports, but he said he didn't really want to do it because he didn't want to cause any friction between himself and 97 Rough, and I get for myself, which is understandable. I wouldn't want to put him in any kind of position that he would feel compromised, but I would hope there's no beef. It's not like I'm trying to steal Rob Riddler or anything. I thought we had a good rapport before on the other show, and it's just a one-time thing. It wasn't going to be a permanent slot, but I just don't want people to get it wrong and think I'm trying to poach old co-hosts from Leaving in the Ring. That's not the case at all. But so I'm going to go with I had my friend Jay Paul help me out with the first show. I'm going to have him co-host with me tomorrow because he watches both sports. We're probably going to just talk about, like I said, the Diaz-Marquez pay-per-view aftermath and whatnot. But if you guys have any questions, any comments, or anything, feel free to email me at chrisin916@gmail.com. I'll probably put that address in the information part below the screen, as well as I'll put a link to the radio show, which once again will be going down tomorrow at 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 Eastern. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know, the show's only an hour long. If you want to have it longer, you have to invest money. I want to see how things go before I make any big or long-term investments, but right now I'm just doing it for fun, strictly for fun. I like talking about the fights. I like corresponding with other fans, and not just fans, some of these people that I've talked to on YouTube for a while or that listen to the radio show, I consider them friends at this point, some of them, people that have been very supportive, and I've had conversations with, aside from just the sport, whether it be, on YouTube or on Facebook or Twitter or elsewhere, over the phone. So I'm just looking forward to, talking about boxing and MMA, like I do on my videos, but in a more expanded format with other fans, like usual. So I want to thank everybody who's been asking me questions, and I want to thank all my subscribers and just, people that have supported me throughout. Ever since I started doing the YouTube thing, the Leave It in the Ring thing, and, hopefully people that will support me with what I'm going to be doing now. So that's it. Once again, tomorrow at 3 o'clock Pacific, the Silence of Violence radio show. I will put a link, as I stated in the information part of the video, below. And I hope that you guys, some of you guys tune in and provide some input if you'd like. And any thoughts, comments, suggestions for the show, I'm open-minded. I'm willing to listen to anything, criticisms or whatever. I'm very open-minded as far as, just to try to put together the best show possible that I can for myself and those people listening. So anyways, that's it for now, guys. Hope you guys tune in and enjoy the fights tonight, so we have something to talk about tomorrow. And until then, I'm out of here.